Welcome to FPL Potato Me, where we talk about fantasy, Premier League. I am Mushroom Head Potato, and this is
Okay, me?
okay. 2 game weeks down, third game week 3 coming up. So first, we shall talk about our results from last week and our thoughts about the games from game week 2. All right, so Hokkien Me, you did very, very well last week. A total of 72 points. That is way beyond above average. I know a lot of template teams have around like 60, 65, 66, that kind of a thing. So you had
72 minus 4 equals to 68.
Oh, that's right. You took a hit. You took a hit because you brought in KDB. So you have 68 points after minus 4. So you have Raya from Brentford in goal with 7 points. Cancelo from Man City with 11 points. TAA 3 points. It was a 2-pointer for him, but he had a BPS, so it was an extra point. At some point, he was on 2 BPS. Too bad at the end it came down to 1. Robertson.
No different. Majority have him, so not much.
Yeah, that's true. That's true. But I'm just, the quality of the player. Robertson down to 2 points because there's a lot of people selling TAA because they seem blanking, so they're selling Liverpool players. I'm just like,
No, now different. I have an opinion like now for the next 3 weeks.
Okay, hold on. Let me go through your team first. Robertson with 2 points. Matty Cash, Aston Villa, blanking with 2 points. Leon Bailey, 1 point. KDB with an amazing haul of 14 points. So that was a great decision on your part to take the hit to bring him in. Saka, 2 points. Rashford, 1 point. And finally, Haaland, your captain, with 10 points. And then finally, Gabriel Jesus with 19 points. Major haul, but like you say, high effective ownership, so not much of a difference. Okay, so and then on the bench, you had your keeper, nothing, Andreas 3. Neco Williams actually came back with 7 points, and then your non-playing forward with 0 points from Taylor. So I interrupted you back then. You were talking about TAA and Robertson.
Yep.
Okay,
I think for the next 3 games, keep them because don't have Darwin.
Okay, yeah. I mean, so we can
Even
talk about.
they play Firmino, they start with Firmino. They going back to play the old system is better.
Yeah, so we can talk about what happened in that game just very briefly. Liverpool drew 1-1 against Crystal Palace. Hokkien Me is alluding to the fact that Darwin Núñez was sent off for headbutting Joachim Anderson in that game. Well, Anderson played a very, very... Although I wouldn't say that it was a masterclass. This is quite standard EPL nonsense. The way he was messing with Darwin Núñez. But this is a welcome to EPL for Darwin.
Yeah, so the guy cannot handle pressure. A bit angry only how to play EPL.
First game, I mean, he's learning. But a bit of that stereotypical Uruguayan temperament like we saw with Luis Suarez. So Darwin Núñez doing a little bit of the same there. But because of violent conduct, he's out for 3 games. And this is why Hokkien Me is saying that it's going to be 3 games.
If you got DS, it's good. If you got Robertson, no need to sell so fast. If you got TA, also no need to sell. Because I feel without Darwin, they play Firmino on top. They're going back to the style, the old Liverpool playing style. The winger is going very up. The winger is going very up. It is more advancing, more attacking. With Darwin, you see Liverpool play a bit different because they got target man. They start to cross more to the cross or find the target man more. So you see the whole game, Salah didn't cut in much. He tried to more assist or pass.
Hokkien Me with your mobile games.
Someone finding me. Give me a moment.
Okay, let's give Hokkien Me a moment. But his point still stands. Oh, look at this view. Okay, what's happening here? All right, back to this view. Yeah, I totally agree with Hokkien Me. What he's saying, and a lot of pundits are talking about this too, that Liverpool will revert to their old style of playing. Firmino in the middle, dropping deep, supporting. But then, I think it depends on team structure lah. I mean, like for example, Reece James, Chelsea and Reece James are gonna have a wonderful series of fixtures. They're playing, I believe, Leeds this week and then Leicester next week. It's just like he's my biggest worry. Both of us don't have him, and he's gonna kill us. I think he's gonna massacre us, man, Reece James. So that's gonna be a problem, man. So we'll see.
Going back, I'm saying, going back to the All Star, I think Liverpool better with winger. So if you got even if you two Robertson, you got Robertson and TAA and Salah, no rush to change lah, because I think they weren't not injured, so and they are chasing, they draw 2 matches already, so I think the next game against Man U they should win, and not necessary Salah will score. But Salah will score against Man U lah. So what I'm saying is no need.
I mean, we can talk about the next games later when we look at our bus team.
Yeah, no rush to change lah. No rush to change lah.
Yeah, we can talk about it later. So going to Haaland. So you captain Haaland. I said, start from the top there. So Haaland, it was 4-0. Man City beat Bournemouth. But Haaland did not have the big return that we wanted from him because you made the transfer, Kane to Haaland like I did as well, because we had planned for it, and so we went for it. In your case, you missed the price rise, so you were a bit upset about that. But you have money in the bank, so you were fine. And we had a bit of back and forth complaining about, the captaincy. It's like, oh, we should have gone with Jesus because that was, your recommendation, your unique punt to go with the Jesus as a captain. They beat Leicester 4-2. I assumed that you were going to captain KDB, who returned with 14 points. So there was a bit of miscommunication between the two of us last week. But so those 2 games, what did you think? Man City 4, Bournemouth 0, Arsenal 4, Leicester 2. Any sort of thoughts, reflections, any takeaways?
No, Jesus very sharp. Now Arsenal, everything playing is through Jesus. Then their formation now they have a main striker. They playing Saka become more. I don't know if Saka play pretty friendly, play very good, link up with Jesus very good. But during EPL, he seemed very quiet and he always second assist. He stay at the right wing. He seldom cut in. Then become Martini, and the center they all will push up more, so he seldom cut in.
I mean, it's only 2 weeks now, but stats wise, it appears that Saka is up there with Martinelli. It's not that much of a differse.
Maybe it's luck lah. It's luck lah. Maybe just these 2 games, Martini seems hot in form. Pushing up,
really,
then
really
maybe
hot,
next 2 games, Saka suddenly score, then people want to get back Saka.
I mean, the big thing, it's 2 games. The first game, he was helping Ben White a lot against Zaha, so that's there. So I think that's
also lah, because the system but even he attack, he doesn't really cut in much already.
Who attacks?
Saka.
Oh, okay.
When he go attack, I watched the game. He seldom.
I mean, what?
He seldom go for goal. He tried to go for more assists.
What Arsenal seems to be doing is similar to what Man City did in the first game, where against West Ham, where they're doing that 2-3-5 system. So they have the 2 centre backs staying back, and then the wing backs, the full backs, Zinchenko and then Ben White sort of come into midfield. They become defensive midfield with Thomas Partey. And then what's happening is, the similar thing. So for Man City is Gundogan and then KDB cutting into a box. So with Arsenal, it is Granit Xhaka, and who's the fella next to Granit Xhaka, and Odegaard cutting in a lot.
Yeah.
So that's what's happening. That's why Xhaka also had returns the last 2 weeks.
They push. So you see, even Xhaka have returns, so doesn't mean I still will hold on Saka for a while lah. For me,
for a while.
Saka,
well, we'll see what happens. But Leicester looked good, I thought, attacking wise. James Maddison seemed interesting. So if people want to go for an 8-0 midfield, that could be a punt. Things seem to be
running
through.
That's
him.
a recommendation. I don't recommend.
I mean, I'm not saying to do it. I'm saying as a punter, he looked good. And also, Leicester are playing Southampton this week. So, Southampton, I mean, Leicester likes to trash Southampton. So that's there and they're at home. I actually was thinking about it. I will talk about my team later, about moving on to a Leicester player, but I decided against. I went with a crazy move, and we can look at that later. Let's see. Look at other players. Oh, you have two Aston Villa players, Leon Bailey, Matty Cash. So Aston Villa did not do well again. They beat Everton 2-1, but there was no clean sheet. It was very, very unfortunate. The ultimate FPL troll, Lucas Dean, with an own goal in the last 5 minutes. What did you think of that game, and what do you think about your Aston Villa assets?
Giving up Aston Villa player. That is the start of the season. I try to gamble. I know giving up them. I'm trying to change all no Villa player in my side. This week I already changed Bailey away already. Next week maybe I'm going to remove Cash.
So you've removed Bailey. Yeah, Bailey dropped in price from 5 to 4.9 million. And it seems that Bailey
I lost in value because of these two idiots. And Rashford also. All these idiots.
Was this Aston Villa? So in the first game they played a 4-3-3. So game week 2 against Everton, they went back to the diamond. So that's why Bailey was on the bench.
Actually, at the start of the season, my gamble is correct. I feel my gamble is correct. The only wrong is I don't follow my principle. Start of the season, I already say 0 Man United player. And I don't know why I still got one Rashford.
Sure, that's one thing, but you have two Aston Villa players, so that was also
something I predict. Also because I predict Aston Villa have a good run of feature. Plus, I think Aston Villa will do well. In the end, they fucked up.
Yeah, I mean they've not done well. I mean they won the second game, but the problem was that Gerrard.
I won't no longer hold to Bailey. He's not a confirmed starter. I rather have a cheap 4.5 million to 4.5 to 5 million a confirmed starter better lah.
Yeah, I mean to be honest, Villa's fixtures start to peter away. They start to go away. The first two were nice.
I sell them lah. So I will remove them.
The next game they have, I think it's against West Ham. So yeah, it's not looking great. Not looking great at all.
Yep.
And then you have Raya there. So Brentford, you came back with 7 points, clean sheet, and a save point with their amazing win over Man United 4-0. So Rashford and Raya that you have from there. So you were very confident. You started Raya. So, I mean, I thought
it's not confident.
What was it?
I only got one keeper choice.
This is true. Were you surprised by that trashing of Man United? I mean, a lot of people were. I mean, it was like it made the headlines.
Yeah, trashing is expected, but I also predict Raya will do a lot of save. He's a good keeper, man. Brentford defend well also. So even he died clean sheet, even the score is 1-2, 2-1, he may have a lot of save point. He died clean sheet, but I feel he will have at least a 4-point return. 6 save. Maybe 6 save, even bonus point. 2-1, he maybe get a bonus point or whatever.
That is true. And he came back with 1 bonus point, so that was very impressive. I think Man United had a couple.
He did a lot of save also, man.
I think Man United had a couple of long pot shots or whatever it is. No real chances, of course, but it is quite clear that what you were saying about your principle from preseason is no Man United players. Everybody should get off that train.
I got brainwashed. My mistake. I never stick to my principle. 0. See, I only remember at the start of the season, I got 2 principles, which I'm thinking. First is 0 Man United player. Second is I want to give up Salah. I don't want to be the same. I want to make a gamble with no Salah.
Sure.
So if I follow these 2 principles, yes, first week I performed not good. But second week, actually, I did well.
Very well. I mean, it's above average, man, 68 points.
No, if I don't you see, if I don't do because I also follow, I do a rush move in the sense that I -4, I take a hit of -4, Kane to Haaland.
Yeah.
If I don't Kane to Haaland, I remain Kane. But
you went Son to KDB and Kane to Haaland.
And if I Son to KDB, so now I only have Kane and KDB and Jesus. So my captain, I won't cap Kane because you never know versus Chelsea. You have to cap Kane. You don't know whether he will perform or not.
This is true.
So I only will cap KDB or Jesus,
Yep.
which I will have even better return.
And yeah, I mean, I was. So, that's the thing, right? You were talking up Jesus, and I sort of like, nah, I personally won't do that. But I was expecting you to cap KDB because
I tell you, Jesus, if he never injured, he not going to get injured or what. He is going to remain in my team for the whole season. I will not change him or will not sell him one. Is because if you watch Arsenal game properly, Jesus very good now. Everything go through him one. He very sharp. Really, of all people, new striker, you want to say Haaland, Kane, Jesus is the most sharp one. Really.
Those are big.
First game he never score. Is unlucky.
Those are big words. Sharp. Those are big words from Hockey and me.
Very sharp. He never injured. I remain all the way him . He very sharp. Really very sharp.
I don't know whether I'll stay with him for the whole season. You know, when Arsenal's fixtures turn, I might.
I feel he score at least. He's going to score at least 16 to 17 goal and above this season.
Yeah, that's not surprising. I mean, like a 20 goal return in the EPL. That's not surprising for you. I mean, especially now he's on what? How many goals now? 2 goals.
Two only.
Yeah, I don't think that's too surprising considering. I mean, the first game,
everything played through him. He is good .
The first game he could have scored as well easily. The people who jumped
off first game he easily should have scored at least one or 2 goals.
Yeah, not surprising at all.
Yeah, lor. So you see, my mistake cost me my team value again. Now my team value only 99.8 because of no Man United player. One no Man United player. Cost me the Rashford drop in point, then I gamble on Aston Villa, I gamble wrong. If even I have start with Oof, I have better return. My initial Bailey is Neto .
I think Neto's going to probably go down in price as well. People are trying to jump off of the Neto train. I mean, you also lost.
I go for Saka instead of Martin. So like some of our league, they all we go for 2 Liverpool defender. They go for 1. They go for 1. They normally is TAA.
Yep.
Then after that, Salah and DS.
Yep.
So they are quite okay with Salah. I mean, it's Salah.
You know, the 50-50s, right? The 50-50s. I think only 3 of us in our league.
I should not go for my mistake. Is if I Saka change to DS, and my Rashford, I make it to Martin. I'm a lot better now.
I mean, these are all the 50-50 choices that did not go our way.
My only gamble is Aston Villa fail . That one I actually not much complain . That one is a gamble, not much complain. If they perform,
you doubled down on that gamble. You had 2 Villa players. That was quite rare. Not many.
Okay but my really regret is have Rashford inside.
I mean, this is also speaking from the perspective of a fan that you're doubly disappointed.
Next season, I'm going to learn. Stick to my instinct, my feel, don't get brainwashed so easily.
Anyhow,
I still stick with no Salah. I'm going for no Salah. Even if I want a Liverpool attack, I'll put DS in. I won't put Salah in.
Well, I mean, that's your strategy, and I think that's fine. Kevin De Bruyne is looking very, very menacing. I mean, Man City with this focus on Haaland, which means focus on KDB to assist Haaland, right? And that goal against Bournemouth outside of the football, that was really very nice. Very, very nice. Anyhow, let's look at my team. Similar players. I have Raya in goal, 7 points. TAA, like everybody, 3 points. Cancelo, 11 points. Robertson Blank, 2 points. And I made a bit of a silly move, but you know, it's hindsight is 20/20, right? I started Andreas Pereira over Kieran Trippier, and so I got the 3 points from Andreas Pereira instead of the 7 points from Trippier. And then
you do good. You will put Trippier and Nico Williams instead of Bailey.
I mean, let me go through the rest of my team. So Bailey with 1 point, Rashford 1, Salah 2, Saka 2, Haaland captain 10 points, Jesus 19, and on the bench I had Ward, Trippier with 7, Neco Williams 7, and Archer with bench fodder 0. But I mean Neco Williams. Okay, so we can talk about that game in particular. Neco Williams, Forest beat West Ham 1-0. I mean, I wouldn't have started Williams no matter what He's a 4.0 defender.
They are lucky you got see the last 10 minutes on that match. Wow.
I mean, they definitely
attack like mad, yeah.
They definitely got lucky, Nottingham Forest. And Dean Henderson, he was making a point, man. On the day that De Gea made those mistakes, Dean Henderson is like, "Fuck you, Man United." I mean, the day after, he made a point. He probably watched that game and was laughing all the way home, and was like, "Okay, time for me to put on my gloves and show the world." And he showed us, man. I think he was man of the match, if I'm not wrong. He saved the penalty. I mean, it was a poor penalty from Declan Rice. But yeah, it was incredible performance from Dean Henderson. But actually, Neco Williams, I am not too afraid about starting him in the future because I watched the highlights and looked at the stats. The guy is mad attacking, man. Mad attacking. Like, early in the game, he had one deep cross, like TAA style. It wasn't even like sick, he didn't go by the byline. It was like deep cross, like deep cross, and it was accurate to the striker. And he had like another shot on target, etc.
He's a good. And
I mean, he's a wing back, right? He's a wing back.
Just put there. It doesn't harm your value. Doesn't harm your anything. Just put there, lah.
I mean, but I'm probably gonna start him this week just because of the way my team is structured. He's also the other wing back. I mean, the other fullback / wing back that also has a number 7 on his jersey with Cancelo. Both of them are number 7s. So that's there. So that was that game. And then Andres Pereira. I think, I don't. So Wolves versus Fulham ended 0-0, 0-0. I mean, obviously looking at the points, there's slight regret. But to be honest, logic-wise, I was like, okay, whatever, man. Trippier was away at Brighton. That ended 0-0 as well. Seeing Brighton's, their performance in the first game, and then they're at home, I was just like, I don't know whether Trippier will have a clean sheet. And I think I was proven right because Brighton, similar to West Ham, they were attacking Newcastle like that. Newcastle got lucky. I think they got lucky, and that was it. And Pereira almost had an assist if it wasn't for Neves clearing the ball from the corner. It was like a pinpoint header. It was going into the back of the net. I think it was going back in the net. I don't think Jose Sa was going to get there. So that would have been extra 4 points for me. It's one of those things. Fine margins. What are you going to do? There's nothing I could have done there. So we've discussed all the games apart from Chelsea and Spurs 2-2. And Leeds Southampton 2-2, of course. Let's talk about Chelsea Spurs game first. That was very, very exciting. Do you regret jumping from Kane to Haaland? Should you have stuck with Kane?
No, like you say, Haaland never score. Actually, also unlucky lah. Yeah, like you say, Haaland the price only will go up, will not go down.
He's at 11.7.
Unless he get injured.
Yeah. So he's at 11.
Won't go up lah.
11.7 now, Haaland.
Yeah. So for Spurs, I never regret give up Kane and Song lah. So I won't buy them back also. If I want, I buy Kulu. I won't buy.
How about? 2-2. I think that was Spurs got lucky. I mean, also
very lucky lah. Pull the hair, no red card, not lucky. Walao, macam girl football like that. Pull the hair. But if me never bastard. Seriously, I play soccer lah. If me, I also want to push. Very tempting to.
Nothing to do with women's football lah. People do
imagine
not.
He running Imagine this guy hair very fluffy He run very corner, he jump the hair all on your face damn irritating one already. The thing ticklish your face.
It's clear this has nothing to do with women's football. If you said that you yourself also will pull the hair.
Pull a bit confirm but not so bastard. He pull the guy ready whole thing flip back the ref fucked up
that was a red.
How to no foul on that
That was a red.
Straight away yellow card, minimum yellow card and foul.
I think that's a red straight red I mean, if Darwin Núñez got a red for headbutting, this is a hair pull. How is this not a red?
Fucking like girl football, pull the hair.
Hello.
So hard, the guy ready, you see. Cruella is straight away flip back and fall down.
Women's football, they don't pull hair. This is you.
Why got don't pull hair?
You didn't watch the Euros. None of that happened, man. We're talking about you pulling hair, not women. Women's football, they don't pull hair.
I see people women highlight pull hair lah. Just happened the Euro never pull hair lah.
It's a whole new game now. Women's football developed. It's a whole new game. I'm telling you, whole new game. You're
pull the hair, then
whole new game.
Really, Spurs also don't know how they draw. They're really unfair to Chelsea. That one is really Chelsea. fair, yeah.
I mean, talk about Chelsea assets, man. I am, like I said at the beginning of the video, very, very afraid about Reece James. I think next week,
you see, first half play the centre back,
right centre back, yeah.
Then now after that, change to right wing back. Yo, chiong, wow, this guy turbo.
Spurs scored 1 goal, so it's 1-1, and then Tuchel went to then put him on as right wing back. That was, I mean, he could have had double points. I mean, double point return, man. He had the beautiful cross for Havertz. Havertz missed. He had that assist. Then that's it, man. That would have been like 14 points.
Are you like, I thought you have James. You don't have James. Those my friend have James. Our league have James is good.
Next week, man. I mean, that's why I can't hold on to Robertson for too long, because James is just way too scary. Way too scary. Leeds, Southampton, 2-2. So you've been talking up Rodrigo. He scored both goals in that game.
Bamford, the only player in Leeds that you can buy if you want to have. It's not that expensive, right? 6 point something million, 6.1 now or 6.2?
6.1, I think he went up 0.1.
Let me see. I
don't know about this. I don't know about this week, maybe in subsequent weeks. And interestingly, right, according to Leeds fans, right, their ideal lineup, right, is actually no Rodrigo. The ideal lineup is Bamford in the top, then Aronson.
6.1 now.
6.1. So their ideal lineup, right, is Bamford, Aronson, Sinistera, and I forget what's the other guy. But I forget what the other person's name is. But their ideal lineup is actually, I don't think Dan James.
Aronson.
Aronson, yeah. Aronson, Sinistera, and I forget who the other person is. But their ideal lineup basically is Rodrigo on the bench. They don't want him starting. But let's see. They don't. Leeds fans don't fancy him. He hasn't. But really
he always. Well, this guy buy him. Why worth it? 6.1. He play striker, play attacking mid. This guy a lot of assists and 6.1 a lot of assists and goal.
He hasn't. That's the problem. He hasn't returned that much in previous seasons, and that's why Leeds fans were quite frustrated with him over the years.
Oh, last season where got not a lot of return, not bad. Last season
compared to Rafinha was the talisman. Rafinha.
Yeah lah, last season Rafinha also fucked up.
Still better than Rodrigo. Rodrigo only had a total of 85.
He not every game start last season.
Who, Rodrigo? Yeah, that's the thing. Because Leeds, I mean, the manager and the fans, they don't really rate him all that much.
But now he start a lot.
It's 2 games lah. How do we know?
2 games start. Last time he always bench then come in. Now it's straight away 2 games start already. You compare him and James Book, who?
Sure. I mean, Rodrigo. But the thing with Leeds, I'm just reporting what Leeds fans are saying. They would prefer him on the bench, but that might change if he continues this form, right? That might change.
My 3 predicted relegated team, 1 survive.
Leeds look very different from last season. They look very, very different. They look very solid. Yeah.
Very solid, last season, very solid.
Unlike Man United, they bought some holding midfielders. And their holding midfielders are serving their new manager very well. I think one of them, he played quite impressively. Tyler Adams, I think it's like a US international. So Jess Marsh knows him very, very well, that kind of thing. So, but Southampton did what Man United couldn't do. They came back from 2-0 and drew 2-2. So, a bit of fighting spirit from Southampton there as well.
At least a lot of defender injured.
Yeah, that's that. I mean, again, from last season, similar thing, injuries. But the spine of the team looks a lot more solid. So that's there. So that's last game week's results and our points. We can have a look at how we finished in our mini league ranking. So for the week, you came in second with 68 points. You were almost first for a while there. I came in 6th again, unfortunately, but it's okay. I'm in the middle there. And then for the overall rankings, I'm down at 6th after 2 weeks of being 6th, and you are down at 8th after you came in 11th the previous week. So we're just slowly making our way there. The league
I'm coming up. You're
coming up. You're going up.
If I kept Jesus, if I kept.
You know what's really interesting looking at our league? So the last 2, right? So Noob and Red Army, right? They are the only 2 players who do not have 2 premiums. They spread their funds around.
They don't have 2 premium, eh?
Only 1 premium. Each of them only have 1 premium. So that's the really, really
What he
interesting
have,
thing.
yeah? I never realized that. But
They
I don't know
each,
lah. If you say Noob, he unpredictable one lah. He's always
I mean, he's a
kicking one,
maverick.
then funny, yeah.
Noob is a real maverick. But it's interesting that, okay, so far 2 game weeks
Yeah.
each of them do only have
He
1
got 2
premium.
8 million, ma.
Yeah,
Army got 2 8 million,
yeah, but those are not
why.
premiums. That's step below premium,
yeah.
right? So that's the really interesting thing that that's.
But now see
maybe
people
what
got
keeps
Zinchenko, I'm very jealous, yeah.
Okay, so that's that. We can talk about next game week 3 and what our plans are. But for that, I think we should hop on to the next video. So that was game week 2 summary and our thoughts and reflections. Thank you very much for listening. This is Mushroom Head Potato signing off, and you are.
This is Hokkien signing off. Bye bye.
Bye bye.